Welcome to another episode of the Localization Podcast, powered by the Nigerian Local Coalition Accelerator. I still remain your host, Nimrod Grace. So today we're going to be diving into a topic that sits at the heart of community development, looking at education. Across the globe, thousands of children struggle to access quality learning, and yet local actors say change is possible. So today we have a guest who is an advocate for education and has a key voice in the Nigerian Local Coalition Accelerator in person of Mr. Manabe John. I'm glad to have you here with us today, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. So, sir, could you just briefly, in few seconds, tell us what education means? Quality education. What does it mean?
Thank you so much for having me on this podcast. It is indeed a privilege. Now, when talking about quality education,
Yes, sir.
it comprises quite a number of things. We are looking at education that is protective, that is accessible to every child. And not only talking about just the access, but components that has to do with learning, like teaching and learning materials, provision of conducive classrooms, well-qualified teachers that are able to uh, uh, give quality lessons to pupils and students, and also creating an enabling environment for the community to also participate in the education of the children. So quality education looks at the welfare of the pupils or students, the welfare of the teachers, looking at the school environment, and also community participation.
Okay, thank you, sir. You talk about accessibility of education to children, but then many students, many children still in crisis affected areas mostly struggle to actually access education. How is the NLC addressing these true community-based learning centers?
It is indeed true that the Northeast have had a fair share of the activities of insurgents, which has deprived a lot of children from accessing education due to the activities of the insurgents. NLCA has stepped in, even though quite a number of partners have also contributed.
Okay.
NLCA has also stepped in to see how we can create access to these out-of-school children. And that is to tell you that our focus mainly is on out-of-school children who are affected by this insurgency. And one of the measures that the NLCA has taken through the education thematic group is to establish non-formal learning centers for these out-of-school children, where we take them through 6 months of learning, numeracy and literacy, because it is believed that within these 6 months, they should be eligible to be transitioned into formal schools. This is part of the initiatives that the NLCA has taken to ensure that these out-of-school children have access to quality education. Adamawa State has had its unfair share of number of out-of-school children. And you know that as a whole, we have over 20 million out-of-school children in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And this is a very big concern for educators and government as well. So these are the steps we are taking to provide access through establishing non-formal learning centers. We take them through 6 months of non-formal education, and then we transition them to formal schools after writing an examination.
Okay, could we hear some of these figures of out of school children that have been mainstream into school, and looking at also, can you highlight a story of how this initiative has changed the life of students within the communities or even parents?
Yeah, thank you for this question. In the Joint Action Plan of NLCA, JAB 1, we targeted 1,000 out-of-school children in all local governments in Adamawa State, local governments of Michika, Mubi North, Hong, and Gombe. And we were able to enroll 1,000 out-of-school children, and we mainstreamed 700 out of this number. In JAB 2, we increased our number to 2,000. We enrolled 2,000 out-of-school children, and also we've been able to mainstream 1,200 of these to formal schools. And of course, we provide them with TLMs and uniforms, sandals, and also pay all the fees, especially the PTA fees that is required for entry into the school. Now, I know of a pupil in Hong, quite a number of them, not only in Hong, but this non-formal education has been able to expose them to the ability for them to read and write. One of the little boys in Hong was telling me that he didn't know that reading could be so exciting for him. And the opportunity afforded him to come to the non-formal center has enabled him to be able to read and write. And this has been very exciting for him and has become something of a fun to him. I know of someone too in Michika. We also provided skills acquisition for this. And I know that the last time I was in Michika, he was with somebody and he learned shoemaking. And he is so much an expert now in this business that he is now owning his own place where he empowers himself economically. So there are so many testimonies, especially from parents as well. They are of the opinion that this has really removed a very heavy burden on them, the opportunity for their wards and children to be able to read and write and have access to quality education. We have had very good commendations from the community, from the government, of which we are partnering with because we are working on existing government structures. So we have had very good commendations from these people because of the work that NLCA is doing in those communities.
Thank you very much, sir. Given these examples and testimonies, we'd like to take direct from the community. Let's hear the first-hand testimony from the community themselves of how education is actually impacting their lives within their communities.
Nike mai suna Rahab Bauro, CCL na NLCA, Michika Local Government.
Thank you very much, ma. So, da fatan cewa NLCA tana nan da aiki a wannan community shekara 2 da 3 yanzu. Mene za ki ce game da learning centers da sun sa a wannan community da kuma yaran da an komar da su makaranta? Ya ne za ki ce wannan intervention na ya canja rayukan yara?
Da gaskiya da NLCA suka shiga wannan community, that is Michika Local Government, sun taimaka ma 'ya'ya da parents sosai ba kaɗan ba. Domin dama yara na yawanci yara da kuke gan suna zama a tasha nan, out of school children ne da drop out, wa'anda sun yi makaranta iri primary school sannan ba su iya su ci gaba ba. Suna nan a zube a gida, wa'ansu kuma sai yawo a tasha sai yawo a kan titi. Amma da NLCA suka shigo, suka nema inda 'ya'yan suke, suka tara su suka sa su a makarantu. An karantar da su 6 months. Har da that is adolescent na cikinsu, an sake an karantar da su. An zo kuma an sake an yi training adolescent nan akan gyara sabulu da gyara takalama. Har yanzu daga wannan wurin yara na su yi pikin wayansu su yanzu a haka suna gyara sabulu suna sayar da shi ba sa yawo banza kuma wayansu su har yanzu suna gyara takalmi sun samu a business na zai taimaka musu a rayuwa su saya abun biyan bukata da shi so yara nan kuma da aka yi training nasu a sake streaming nasu zuwa formal school a makarantu a haka na yanzu muna da yara su kai 200 wanda aka yi streaming daga wancan lokaci din ba su bar makaranta ba suna zuwa makaranta cheap early in the morning fiye da formal students.
Na gode sosai ma. So kin ce wannan aikin da NLC ta zo ta yi kenan ta ɗauke yara daga kan titi sun zama makaranta. To ta wurin iyayen kuma ta wurin malamansu, ya ne za ki ce sun taimaki yaran nan sun zauna su a makaranta?
To iyayen kam da su zo sun gani haka sun ga 'ya'yansu suna achieving abu mai kyau. Domin a lokacin yara ma ko sunansu ba su rubuta ma amma da an kawo su makaranta na suna iya rubuta sunansu a kasa suna iya faɗi ABCD suna iya 1 2 3 iyayen da kayansu suna kawo yara na zuwa makaranta in time na makaranta na yayi su kawo su kamar disabilities ma akwai wata a can wajen mu tana ɗauki yaro na a baya ta kawo yaro na zuwa makaranta in an tashi ta ɗauki yaro na ta kai zuwa gida haka to da an zo an yi provide musu zai wheelchair snack yaro na yana iya zo makaranta dama suna zama a gida baya makaranta kwata-kwata kamar a ce 6:30 yaro na ya zo makaranta da wheelchair snack su zo sun hawo me suna wani abun da aka ram sai ya zo ya hawo ram ne da shi ya shiga class ba zai nima assistant ba zai nima wanda zai taimake shi ya tura shi ba shi da kayan shi sai ya zauna a class dama baya zama a cikin yara amma yanzu kullum yana makaranta baya fasa makaranta.
Wow. So NLC kenan ta yi
aiki sosai even people in the community suna appreciate NLC ba kaɗan ba. Wayansu yaran kan gaskiya wayansu parents din ba su da karfi. Ba su iya biya school fees ma yaransu. Ba su iya provide writing materials ma yaransu. So ko da yaro yana kokori in ba a yi mishi wayannan abubuwa ba kiga yana sa shi a jabaya. Shine wayansu kalubale da muke samuwa. Shine yanzu muna roko donors din da wayansu organization da su haɗa hannu akan wannan aiki da LCA suka yi sun yi foundation sun gina ya kamata su haɗa hannu kuma a sake tai da wayannan abubuwa domin har yanzu yaran mu suna nan a zube wayanda ya kamata su zo makaranta na ba su iya su zo ba domin based on numbers na kuka nima so akwai wayansu da suna jira yanzu a sake a kasa a sake a kira su a sake zuwa a karantar da su amma ba kudi so muna roko wayansu organization hada hannu su tamaka ma wannan organization abinda mutum ya baka yayi cika in kai cika mai yarga ya kare amma abinda aka sa a kokolwanka kana nan da shi har abada
ne gaskiyar magana. So back to you again Mr. Manabete. From your experience now, what do you think makes locally led education models more sustainable and what support is needed from governors and donors to scale up?
The localization agenda that is pursued by the NLCA is a very good model of sustainability.
Okay.
That is because it is not just one party implementing, but it is a joint implementation between the NLCA and the community. The community has a voice.
Yeah.
They have a say. They actively participate in how this education program is run. So because of the community voice that we have and the support and the buy-in that they give us, sustainability is ensured because community is involved. And also, in the past, we know that everything is done by the government. But now there is this partnership between CSOs, NGOs, and the government, which the government has welcomed it and is fully supporting it because we are now partners in progress. So working with the government and the community who has a major say in the implementation of this project has made it sustainable. So, and we are always looking at sustainability because this is the in thing. Any project that is not sustainable, it's a waste of resources, it's a waste of time. So we are always looking at the sustainability angle. How can we sustain this project? And we firmly believe that it is through community participation that this project can be sustained.
So thank you very much, sir, for your incredible insights. Today's conversation reminds us that locally led education isn't just a model, it is a pathway to resilience. And education is not just a privilege, it is a right of every student to go to school and acquire knowledge. And to our viewers, thank you for staying true with us to the end. Do you have anything to add up to this conversation? We'd like to hear your voice in the comment section. Share, follow, and like all our social media platforms at NLCA. I still remain your host, Nimrod Grace. Thank you.